All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. My goodness, there's nothing else I can say aside from finally. All right, after so many attempts with this 308 line, after so many moments of going to the top, coming to the bottom, going to the top, coming to the bottom, it finally looks like SOUN has broken the moving average cluster. So you know I hate these. I talk about good confirmation so many times, and oh man, it looks like it finally came. And I'll be honest with you, this looks great, this looks great, this looks great. This is still a low number. I do not think it is over by any means for SOUN. Marathon, I believe, looks the same. And I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the chart yet, but I remember talking about that being in a moving average cluster. So I'm not exactly sure if today, I know today was a good percentage day. I at least saw that really quickly, but I'm not sure. Hey, I'll tell you, this was a really good percentage day, but it obviously meant nothing, right? So I'm not sure if it was nothing more than a good day or if it actually looks like we're getting out of the clusters, right? So, and then the last one is actually Alibaba. I have not looked at Alibaba in a while, but I said it on the last video. I think the Chinese stocks are heating up, and I actually really haven't looked at the mainland tickers and the Hong Kong indices and the mainland indices. Sorry, that's what I wanted to say, indices. But yeah, as far as I remember, those are doing well. And hey, if that is true, Alibaba is a really big stock over there, right? So when the region's hot, believe me, it's important to know the big players in the region, right? So hey, all that said, we'll get into the details shortly. But real quick, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help me out so much, okay? So look, let's get into it. And again, let me just kind of zoom out a little bit, all right? Again, you see the 200 actually formed not that long ago, and in a lot of ways stopped that first run, okay? We end up kind of falling into all 5 of the lines, and we basically go, like I said, go from the bottom to the top, and again, you can see like how bouncy it is, right? Looked like we escaped there, definitely didn't, but now it does look like we've escaped. I've been saying that 350 was the number I wanted to get to, right? I basically wanted to get somewhere into this 340, 350, whatever. That looks like the point of takeoff, for lack of words, right? Especially based on the last 3 days. And again, what I like is MACD still looks so fresh, all right? RSI is still in a really healthy number. Both lines look like they want to diverge hard, right? Diverge is just a fancy word for going away, right? Like those are going away, those are going away. And then I love this volume. These have been increasing, and really even that has been increasing, right? So, I'll be honest, like there's a lot of reason to believe this is going to want to come to this 460 line. And then again, after 460, nothing but red, green, red. Hopefully that means green. There's a lot of reason to believe 8 or 790, whatever, is a stone throw away. But we really got to get over this line, all right? And hey, I'll probably end up drawing something around here. Actually, I think I'll draw that. That actually looks like almost in the middle of the 2 lines we currently have, and it's basically, I'm trying to take like, no, I'll take that one, I guess. Let's do that. Let's do 50% candle of that, and as close to the bottom of that. No, I'm going to delete that line. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I'm forcing it. Let's leave it, all right? If 640 breaks, I'll zoom into here and take a look at it. But again, all I'm really seeing is red, green, red, hopefully green, right? So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it just like this and really be nothing more than very excited. You know what I mean? So again, weekly is looking good. 50 just formed, so there's no way the 100 is going to form anytime soon, which is a good thing, right? Interesting to see this weekly. The weekly is at a relatively high 80, but it actually looks like it wants to keep going. So, hey, maybe this 460 does be a little bit of a pest, but let's be honest, that right there is still another 15% gain, right? So we're talking about gaining another 15%, then probably doing a healthy cool down, right? And let me just show Palantir real quick, right? Palantir, who was also stuck in this moving average cluster, breaks, calms down, then goes again, right? So SOUN, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I am, all right? So I think, again, the word really is nothing more than finally for SOUN, all right? Marathon, okay. Man, interesting. Where are you after hours? You know, I don't care a lot about after hours. It's holding. That's chill. Listen, this is only the first day out, all right? And again, I know how monstrous this looks. That's obviously a really big percent. Man, I don't know if I'm going to call this the confirmation that we're out of the cluster or not. I think I still need tomorrow to do really well, or at the minimum hold 1150. Oh, look at that. I swear I was only looking here. That literally was the top of it. Like, I do, because let's go back to SOUN real quick, if you don't mind, okay? SOUN breaks. SOUN doesn't confirm the next day, but it at least holds that, like, most of it, right? And then it takes off. Maybe that's what we see with Marathon on the worst case. Obviously, best case is we keep going, right? But, man, I know this looks so good, and on any other setup, I would call this a juicy setup and be really excited. This looks good. This looks good. Volume looks great. You know, like all. I don't know if we've escaped the cluster yet, and man, believe me, it's not easy to say that. Okay, just tomorrow is actually going to matter a lot more. And again, there's a lot to like in this next channel. I think that's probably a line worth drawing right there. I do. I think there's enough like things. It's basically the connector of that. Yeah, hits that. Yeah, I like that line. Actually, I'm going to draw that. Man, I'm not entirely sold yet. Okay, have we gotten over this? Oh wow, we did. This closes at 1152. This at least closes at 1172. We are over the biggest candle to the left. That's a little bit interesting. All right, maybe that makes me believe just a little bit more. But I think, and man, I'm telling you, I hate these moving average clusters so much. I think that's where a lot of this hesitation is coming from, you know? But I actually want one more day confirmation before I can really say anything. Again, I see the monster almost to the top. What was the high of the day? High of the day was 173. It closed at like literally a penny from the top, right? 17% is a monster gain, right? Like I see it all. I need a little bit more. For real, I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back down to 11 and then ultimately back down into like the 10, 20 range, all right? For real, that is a possibility here, all right? And I have to at least say it because, again, you've got too many moving average. You at least only have 3 of the 5, but these 3 are still like super tight, you know what I mean? So I actually want a little more. I do. And I don't care that man, tomorrow, prove it, baby. Just prove it tomorrow. That's the moral. I'll look at the weekly, but I imagine we're just looking at a cluster. I guess this looks a little bit better, but again, still a little early in the week, right? So, it's all about the daily and it's all about making me believe, I think. Just give me one more day. I'm not asking for too much, right? Alibaba. Ooh, this is not what I expected Alibaba's chart to look like. Interesting. Ooh, okay, so let's talk about a couple things, all right? Man, real interesting. Okay, we make a very strong run, and we are basically in. It's not as tight, but this is a really weird oscillation, basically over the 200. The 200 seems to be that midpoint, was the blocker right there. Got over it, and clearly we stalled on the 100 right there. What was it? Was it FRX? Nope. FXR? Nope. FRS? Nope. Oh man, I don't remember. Give me a second. I'm gonna pause this real quick. Give me a second. All right, I am back. I do not know how to edit these videos, so that's what I was doing. I was looking for FXI. Okay, look. FXI is the Chinese equivalent to the Dow Jones, all right? That's at least how I understand it. I'm not here pretending that I'm the smartest guy in the room, all right? You should know that by now. But look at FXI, look at Alibaba, I'm going to do it one more time. Look at Alibaba. Look at FXI. Do you see it? It's the exact same thing. Peak to bottom, a bunch of little drops, little drop, pop, drop. One more time, Alibaba. Peaks up here, drops, pops, drops, pops, drops, pops. So, moral of the story is this. Look, the Chinese stocks were hot, all right? They were. Clearly, my news is a little bit old. Clearly, it is because this 100 stopped it, right? But end of the day, this is close. This is a moving average cluster, and if it could break the 100, it will go. That's the exact same thing with BABA. And again, I say this on the US stocks. I say it for the Chinese, Hong Kong, mainland, wherever it is, right? Like, your regional indice controls your regional stocks, all right? Alibaba is a big player in the Chinese market. If the FXI is not, oh my God, did I get it wrong again? Did I forget? Yeah. If the FXI is not doing well, BABA is not better than the FXI, all right? Just remember that. So, again, moral of the story, and there's no lines for me to draw, right? Because again, it's really all about it. It either breaks the 100 and flies, or it loses the 20 and dies, right? Like, it needs to break, let's call it 92, right? Really, 92.50. Break 92.50 and I will believe we're going to go up. Lose 84, let's call it 84.80. I'm ready for this thing to drop into the 80s and 70s, okay? So actually be a little careful here, but hey, moral of the story, I think you already know and I don't need to repeat it, all right? So hey, appreciate all your time. Thank you. Have a great one.